Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Samir Seric, the CEO of Blocksport, Swiss sports tech company, and here with us is also our CEO and co-founder, Vladimir, who sits in the front row. So let's just start the scene.
Imagine the new era of fan engagement, connecting the fans with their favorite sports clubs and athletes. Blocksport's unique digital ecosystem allows fans to engage in one place. Unite all your fans in branded white label fan app, gamification, content and sales platform in one. Monetize your iconic moments, videos, photos and even merchandise into unique NFTs, and offer your fans as an exclusive digital merchandise. Make your fans a part of your club and open up new revenue streams with fan tokens. Let them invest into your non-speculative tokens and receive benefits and opportunities to express their vision. Now it is all connected in one digital ecosystem of your club. Improve your fan engagement for your fans and offer them money can't buy experience. The future is here. The future is now.
So, okay, I actually want to set the scene because I'm not here to pitch anything. I'm actually here to tell a story and invite you to join the Blocksport journey. As an ex-chairman of a football club and somebody who sits directly or indirectly in the ownership capacity of the 27 football clubs around the world, including 13% of the City Football Group, as somebody who's building and developing a regional rugby league, and somebody who's also building a $250 million football fund to acquire half a dozen clubs across Europe and Central Europe, there isn't that much that I don't know about the sport industry, investment and technology over the past many years. On top of that, I was also an elite athlete, so I played handball in the city, and for the club, they won the European Championships, and many of my elite team players ended up going to Croatia at the early 90s, winning the World Championship and Olympic gold medal, whilst in the UK, I set up a handball club at my university and won England national championships and got to the UK Cup final. So my own journey in my career path, largely in M&A and investment, and the passion for sport led to me joining Blocksport 1 year ago, where I led the global expansion plans, where today we work on pretty much all continents, from Africa, Middle East, South America, North America, Australia, and Europe. Why did I join Blocksport and not any other competitor in the marketplace that was much better funded and who was working with some of the biggest properties in the world? The answer is very simple. I bought into the vision and the mission of its co-founders, one of whom is with us today, as number one. Number two, I believe that Blocksport was unique, with a USP still unrivaled today, as you saw in the video, with a full ecosystem that includes the Web3 app, non-speculative fund tokens and NFTs, and many functionalities inside the app, including ticketing, streaming, social betting, and the betting partner integration, on top of the fact that we are soon also launching the opportunity for the fans that own tokens and NFTs to also stake those and earn a passive income. Let me tell you something on the speculative fund tokens that many of you have seen over the past 2 years, led by some of our competitors. As somebody who's been involved in the IPOs between London and Hong Kong, London and Shanghai, and London and New York, I understand very well what it takes to take a company to the stock market. And frankly, I was really thrown when I saw some of the biggest sporting properties listing their tokens on speculative crypto exchanges, where 95 to 99% of those who own their tokens had nothing to do with their club, and frankly would dump those tokens at the moment when the crypto market collapsed, which is what we saw a few months ago. Hence, the value of those tokens has massively collapsed. And third reason why I joined Blocksport is because I was allowed and supported by the management, by the investors, by the board, to redefine the pyramid inside the sports industry, where the fans go on top, club management and club ownership in the middle, and the blockchain technology partners like us at the bottom, because we see ourselves as enablers and facilitators of two very important things for these sporting properties, which is the deepened fan engagement and also the creation of new revenue streams. Whilst our competitors refer to fans as customers, we at Blocksport refer as clubs, leagues and federations' biggest assets, which must not be exploited at any cost. I know many club owners from the UK and Europe who are today hiding in Dubai and some other parts of the world because they played the real estate game or they exploited the clubs, so the fans have had enough and they've decided to pursue them. Today they're actually trying to flip their clubs and get any money they can get in order to actually succeed. Clubs that are 100 to 150 years old cannot and must not be treated as a typical traditional commercial businesses and private business ventures. In our view, they are social enterprises where all stakeholders must be satisfied, especially fans. Look at the example of some countries where in cultures of those, millions, if not billions of fans live for those games and will live and die supporting these clubs and will not change the loyalty. If we look at the examples of Glasgow Rangers, 10 years ago, went bankrupt, was relegated, and managed to actually win the Champions League of Scotland quite recently, they didn't lose the fan base because they got relegated and they went bankrupt, because these fans are there with the clubs, live or die, whether they get relegated, whether they win, or whether they have the financial difficulties. So in our view, it's time that sports tech players, in particular investors and industry heavyweights, understand and give clubs respect they deserve and look at them as the long-term partners. I will end my storytelling by saying that we at Blocksport look for long-term partners, not customers. We are here to provide the educational and the technology partnership with many of our partners, and that's the reason why many of them are signing 5 + 5 year contracts with us today. I personally believe that Blocksport is a positive movement, the industry educator and enabler, and we are here to make a long-lasting impact in the industry we're very passionate about, because sports industry, fan engagement, technology and investment go hand in hand. And if you look at some of the most successful businesses today, they're very much aligned with the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals because they're responsible and they care about what they do. And we want to lead the way in the industry that is ready for advancement and that's ready for the next steps. As I said, I wasn't going to really go through the presentation, which you will all receive as long as you have signed up to the session today, which really kind of explained to you in a very, very simple way, together with the video, what it is that Blocksport does, where we work today, what are our unique selling points, why the clubs, leagues and federations around the world are today coming to us, asking us to be their long-standing partners, why in a relatively short period of time, without buying our way in, we have not paid the sponsorship, we have not bought the media rights. You have been hearing at various panels, including La Liga yesterday, the fact that some of our competitors are buying the media rights of the major clubs around the world in order to come in. We don't want to do that, not because we can't go and raise tens of millions of pounds to buy our way in, but frankly because we don't believe that's the right thing to do. So I will end here, because what I'd love to get from you guys, because we have our co-founder here, I'm here to answer any of your questions and really engage in a conversation and hopefully some sort of partnership or relationship post-Sportel. I'd like to thank everyone at SPORTEL for being super supportive. This is our first time here, and I'm sure we'll be back.
I'm Mike from Grey Meta. I was curious if you could talk a little bit more about some of the use cases that you see as the strongest purpose for fan tokens. Like once someone has a fan token, what is the next step for them? How do they engage with the team's brand from that point?
That's a very good question. Thank you for that. So I would use one of our most recent entities that came on board, which is a Partizan Belgrade basketball club. As some of you might know, Partizan has just come back to EuroLeague after 8 years. They've also received the comeback of one of the biggest coaches of basketball in Europe, Obradovic, who won 9 EuroLeague titles. Imagine anyone in the football winning 9 Champions League titles. And this is the club with a rich history. This is a club with millions of fans. And this is a club that has fully embraced the entire ecosystem of Blocksport, starting with the fan engagement app, where their interest by this time next year is to make sure that hundreds of thousands of fans of theirs in Serbia and around the world actually use their app as the main and only way of communication with their club, with the teammates. And the fan token element, they have taken at full force by introducing digital memberships. So depending on number of tokens you have, you get special benefits and money count by experiences that the club will be able to offer, including potential sort of private message for your birthday from the captain, even meet and greet with some of the best team players, the experiences that are beyond your traditional VIP experiences. And the next thing they want to do, they want to introduce the premium subscription model, and they want their fans to buy that premium subscription model off the back of their token ownership. So they are fully on board that what we have created together is the present and the future, and they really want to lead the way of the European basketball and global basketball with the economics and the tokenomics that we have brought together. And recently, they've also introduced and launched NFTs, the 3D NFTs of the jersey that won them 1992 in EuroLeague. They just celebrated 30th anniversary. And that NFT was massively underpinned by the physical jersey that was signed by all the players and the coach. And we very much encourage all of our partners to go for utilities and benefits. And this is why the Blocksport's got a big differentiating point. An element of not wanting to list these tokens. I mean, you talk about tokenomics on the crypto exchanges versus utility-based. It is all for the fans, and this is very, very important. We keep on educating them and educating the industry. And I heard at the previous panel one of the questions, how do you treat your customers? Fans are not your customers. They are your fans. Yes, they will spend a great deal of money for their club, even if you don't offer them anything. But from that viewpoint, I think you have to get it right. This is one of the slides that Vladimir has just brought together. And this is where you actually see the main differentiating point between us and our industry the competition from Socios, Binance, Crypto, and Bitsy, whereby we have the sort of ecosystem that protects the interest of the fans, the interest of the clubs.
Hi everyone, I was speechless. Thanks Amir for a great speech today. I just want to add my 50 cents, euro 50 cents here, that unlike all these great companies, some of them have disappeared already. So we don't want to disrupt once again the industry, introduce another one, fan tokens. No, we actually would like to help our partners, sports entities, to actually to bring them real value and power of tokenization where it should be. Because we do believe that all the assets, including the fan token, has to belong to the club and its fans. We are not pledging to any cryptocurrency like our competitors. We don't want to be quickly disappeared in case of market crash. So we're actually here for the years, for decades. Sooner or later, the crypto market, all the fan tokens in the Ponzi pyramid will crash. We know that. And Blocksport will stay. So we introduce our unique ecosystem for our partners. It's a white label. It's a B2B, it's SaaS-based. So we are happy to open the new revenue streams for our partners, which are clubs, leagues, federation, because they deserve. So it's not about technology, it's about monetization, new way of engagement of the fan base, and bringing the real value where it should be. Thank you so much.
Do we have one more question here in the front?
Hello, I'm Nina. I'm the president and CEO of Sports Game Changer Entertainment. I'm doing exactly what you're doing in another area for fan engagement, turning raving fans into raving consumers. How do you do that? Your token is brilliant. So I like the way that your platform is. You said this is a white label, or is this just your technology?
So it's a white label platform. It's a modular ecosystem which Web3 technology on the back.
I can do a licensing agreement for a white label partnership.
Yeah,
right? Okay.
absolutely. So happy to talk after speaking.
Do we have any more questions? Yeah.
Hi, Thomas from Techonomy Sports and Data. So my question is, what's in your opinion the biggest challenge at the moment when you cooperate with clubs implementing this new technology? Like, in my opinion, they don't know how to educate their fan base. They're just looking at a new revenue stream. So I was really curious your vision on that.
Sure, that's a very good question, which I answered a podcast in Washington, D.C. last week. I mean, the biggest challenge is the education and the willingness of the club, senior management in particular, to embrace this. But I think once you dig a little bit deeper, once you reassure them there's no reputational risk and potential reputational damage, once you reassure them that you're not here to, find a quick buck overnight, but you actually give them the opportunity to make money long term, but more importantly, give their fans more benefits, because we've just come out of the global pandemic and we all know what it feels like to play in front of empty stadiums and to have most of your sponsorship and other revenues disappear. This is not just a quick solution because there was the pandemic. I think pandemic fast-tracked lots of things when it comes down to sports tech in particular, but education is absolutely important thing. We actually help our partners by hiring the app managers, by positioning our own people inside their ecosystem, or actually supporting some of their people. They're working closely with them in order to fast-track the educational process. As I mentioned early on, education is absolutely important. We see ourselves as the educators inside the industry, and we really want to drive their message close.
Just to add, a very good question, by the way, I agree. And I think that education is a king here. So if we want to bring pure technology which helps our partners to open the new revenue streams, new wave of engagement, we shouldn't rely on some bump and run things like, okay, let's list a token, generate some cash, make big announcement, done. Then what's token, where is it, what's the value? Okay, one per year we have a fund voting, great. So we need to prepare community, educate, because not all fans digital natives, like my kids, your kids. So they actually still fans who want to go to the pub, drink beer, watch TV, go to the stadium. So they need more education, explanation. And also clubs, management, clubs team, they need more and more education. So we provide this content. So we create a lot of blogs, articles, create a content plan which clubs just need to execute. So look at our partners like Empoli, Partizan, Salford Red Day, so many tier one teams and federations, they're actually following us, and everything behind it's a hard work. So we're investing in the future, we're investing in something which, a very good saying, if you want to be in time, you need to come early. We are coming early. Thank you.
Thank you so much.